Hey everybody, welcome to today's live broadcast. I am glad you have made it. I am your host, Kent Clothier. Welcome to today's show. I want to talk today a lot about reverse wholesaling. I don't know, we'll probably spend maybe 10, 15 minutes here just kind of going through it. I still, to this very day, get a ton of questions. What is it? Why should I do it? Why is it better than wholesaling? So reverse wholesaling here, right? And you may have to forgive my handwriting. Versus regular wholesaling. And what are the pros and cons, right? So wholesaling is really simple. Here's what wholesaling is. It is the process of going and locating a property, putting it under contract, and then turning around and flipping the contract to another buyer. Or you can actually close on the deal. Let me get rid of my bracelet here. Or you can actually go ahead and close on the property, but even if you close on it, you're quickly flipping the property. Right? You're not really in it to do anything except get in and get out very, very quickly. You're also, when you go into these deals, one of the things about wholesaling that you have to understand is the moment you put a property under contract, the contract itself becomes the asset. In other words, if I have an agreement in place to buy something at a discount, and I can exercise on that agreement in any time in the next 30 days. So I know I can buy a loaf of bread for 1 penny anytime in the next 30 days. It's like a coupon. I have this coupon, right? That coupon is the asset. So who wants to go buy this coupon from me for 2 cents? You're still going to save several dollars on the loaf of bread, even if I double my investment, right? That $2, that 1 cent coupon is now 2 cents, right? So that's kind of the idea here is the contract actually becomes the asset. Reverse wholesaling is the exact same concept. Nothing really changes here. The only thing that changes is that you are doing the process in reverse. You're doing some research. You're going out and actually investigating in the market what other buyers are actively buying. What are the investors doing? The guys and girls that are out there buying for rentals, or the guys and girls that are buying for flips, the guys that want to do rehabs, the developers, what are they buying? You want to start with the end in mind. It's that simple. It just makes perfect logical sense. You're just turning the model around and saying, let me go out and engage the market and figure out what else everybody else is doing, because the moment I do that, I'm a much more educated investor myself. I'm only marketing in areas where I'm trying to acquire properties where I feel like I'm putting myself in the very best position to sell. That's it. What I will tell you is old school wholesaling, where's my pen here? This is what it looks like, right? You go find the property, put under contract, and then try to sell. And this does work. And if it sells, then you close on the deal and get paid. Right? This absolutely does work. Reverse wholesaling is something quite different. What we do is we go talk to all of the cash buyers. And I'll tell you why cash buyers in just a second. In the market. We interview them and we understand what they want to buy. Why do we do this? Because doesn't it make logical sense to actually talk to your potential client and get a really good understanding of what it is they're trying to do? Because if you know that, it makes you a better negotiator. It makes you someone who understands your market so well that you can walk into any home in any neighborhood with the clear understanding that, man, if I choose to go and flip this contract, if I choose to wholesale this property, I already clearly know what my buyer would pay for a like property. That's all you're doing. Doesn't mean you have to do it. Doesn't mean you have to act on any of the information. You're strictly going out there and finding what they want and the price they want to pay. From there, you go and market for properties. And if you market for properties that are in the areas that you know cash buyers are buying and that are at the kind of price point you know the cash buyers are paying, then you're putting yourself in a position that in the event you do get one of those properties, you now have stacked the deck in your favor to where you can potentially sell it. So when you market the properties, now it is put under contract, same exact thing. Flip the contract and get paid. Straightforward, right? That's the difference. The actual transactional part of it is the exact same. The only thing that is different is that you are starting with the end in mind. You're doing research. You're being smart. So why does that work? Why does that make sense for you? Well, as a brand new investor, even a seasoned pro, the one thing we don't want to do is waste effort. And we certainly don't want to waste time. What you'll learn about real estate worldwide is we are very, very passionate about time. Our company motto is the time is now. It is right here on my wrist and on the wrist of thousands, if not tens of thousands of people all over the country right now that absolutely believe the same thing that we believe, right? That the time is now. Don't waste it. So if you're really passionate about not wasting time and you're really passionate about not wasting money, then reverse wholesaling makes perfect sense. When I got in the real estate industry, I was flipping properties and I was, doing my deals. And I never really thought about doing this, but I was wildly successful in the grocery industry. Kind of got ran out of my, my own business there. It was a little too big for my britches. And before you knew it, I was 32 years old, kind of looking around, trying to figure out a way to get back on my feet after losing everything. And so I got into the grocery industry, became very passionate about it. I got into the real estate industry, became very passionate about it, and started wholesaling. And after a couple of years, I realized that if anytime I stop flipping properties, the business stops. So I had to create a system. And then it occurred to me that I needed to do it in reverse, just like I'd done before. So I went out to all the cash buyers and I started finding out what they wanted to buy and how much of it they wanted to buy. And then I started directing my market and really in an effort to try to create those properties as fast as I could. And I got really, really, really good at it. And when I did that, people started taking notice. And that was the birth of real estate worldwide. That's how this whole thing came about. I never wanted to get into the education space. It just came about because we were really good at what we do. Memphis Invest, my company, my family's investment company today, flips 700 properties a year using this kind of model. They manage 4,000 properties for our investors from all over the world. They're one of the most renowned and respected real estate and investment companies in the world, all born out of exactly what I just shared with you, a very simple formula. It doesn't sound that revolutionary, but in the absence of anything revolutionary, it turned out to be just that. And in fact, I'll tell you, to this very day, 99% of the people in this industry still want to do it the old-fashioned way, which is great because that makes me and hopefully you in the 1%, which that's exactly where I want to be. Let my competition go that direction. I'm going to go this direction. It makes more sense, it saves time, it saves money, it saves energy, and I'm just make more money doing it. While our competition was going out of business during the recession, we were growing by hundreds of properties, hundreds of transactions a year by doing exactly what I just showed you. Go find all the cash buyers, focus all of our attention on them, nurture those relationships, build those relationships, find out exactly what they want, and then focusing our effort on creating that opportunity so that if we chose to flip it to them, we could. If we chose to take it down and go flip it ourselves or go rehab it ourselves, we could do that also. But we were creating options. And so that's what reverse wholesaling is. Now, I'll share with you very quickly that during this whole process and what you'll learn inside of Real Estate Worldwide is that we have automated all of this. Right? We were doing it manual for years, but we've created something called our SMART system, which goes out and finds all the cash buyers in any market in the United States. In fact, let me show you that very quickly here. All right, so you can see what I do here, right? So just very quickly, how do I find all the cash buyers? I just logged into the system and you can see at the top, the red button says find cash buyers. Well, now I go select the state of Delaware, county of Kent. Depending on what I want to do, I can select whether I want the owner to live out of state or in state. I can search by city, I can search by state. It automatically defaults to basically the last 6 months, and then I just hit search. So in a matter of, a few seconds here, it's going to bring back and tell me who all of the cash buyers, the best buyers in this particular market are. Now I'm choosing Kent, Delaware, because it's a smaller county in the country, and it'll return searches very quickly. So here it is, 515 people in the last 6 months have paid cash for a property. So, and here's the phone numbers, here's what the addresses that they bought, here's their mailing address, here's their name, like I said, there's their phone number, how many properties they purchased, the date that they closed on it, what they paid for it. It's ridiculously easy now to just go find cash buyers anywhere in any market. And again, this is our smart system. It is a proprietary system that we created. There are certainly a lot of lookalikes and a lot of copycats out there, which we wear that badge of honor with pride. I mean, if you're not getting copied, then you're not trying hard enough, right? You're not doing anything inventive. So I have no problem with the fact that there's a lot of people that have tried to go out there and say that, hey, look at our cash buyer system too. Great. This was the original. This is the best. This is where all of the effort and energy in your business needs to go in. We go through a great deal of effort to clean this data up and make it really, really simple for you. Okay, so now that's step one, right? That's basically how do you find them. Now the next two is the next step here is how do you go and interview them? Well, again, inside of our smart system, what you'll find is that we do a whole little interview process, what we call question-based selling, where we really kind of walk a cash buyer down a path. We teach you how to do that. We teach you how to really understand what it is that they're looking for, how to get into their psyche, really how to create and nurture a relationship with them, how to be somebody that brings value to them, where you're not just trying to be a take, where you're, really nurturing that relationship. And when you do that, you'll create a situation where you can truly create an opportunity for yourself as well as the cash buyer. So now step three is, okay, you've gone through this and I understand what's going on, Kent. Now, how do I go find the properties? Because that's the next thing, right? How do I find the properties? Well, if I know that my cash buyer wants to pay $200,000 and I know that I want to make $25,000, and when I just assume, which is a safe assumption, that the property at $200,000 needs roughly 12.5% in rehab, right? It's just a safe number. Then it's very simple. I know the max I can pay for this house is $150,000. Done. People ask me all the time, oh, Kent, I need to go and I need to get educated. I need to really understand all this. How do I know exactly what to offer? Simple. What does your buyer want to pay? How much do you want to make? What are the rehabs? There's your price. End of discussion. So if you want to make $100,000, and this is why I love this, you're 4 relationships away. You're 4 cash buyers away. I just showed you inside of the smart system, one of the smallest counties in the United States, where in the last 6 months, there were 510. Ask yourself, are you good enough to go find 4? Because for many of you, $100,000 is the difference between staying in that dead-end job or walking away. It's the difference between being able to pay for your kids' college or not. Being able to take care of your parents, your kids' grandparents or not. Being able to let your wife walk away from her job or not. Being able to pay off those medical bills or not. You're 4 relationships away. And I just showed you how to get the relationships. I just showed you very simply where it's right there in front of you. But again, back to the topic at hand, how do you find the properties? Kent, they told me what they want. Now how do I go find it? Well, we automated that too. Let me show you that. So here we are again. I'm back in the system, and now I just click on the top where it says Find Motivated Seller Leads. What this is going to do is it's going to go find the best properties in any market in the United States. It's going to go find all the vacant properties. Yes, vacant, which is extremely challenging to find, but we do it for you. All the vacant properties that have at least 50% equity. I'm going to check these 2 boxes. So meaning that they owe less than 50% of the property to the bank, which what that means, it means they have the ability to sell it to you at a discount, right? And I can go down here and select whether I want it to be commercial, residential. I can select what the owner's motivation is, how long they've lived in the property, how old the owner is the owner in financial distress, whatever I want. The bottom line is it's push button easy. Suddenly it returns back. Okay, in the same county that there were 500 cash buyers, here's 60 vacant properties with at least 50% equity right now, today. And by the way, here's who owns them. Here's the property address. Here's the mailing address of the owner. Here's how many properties they own. Here's the assessed value. And here's the date that we show it being vacant. So while you're sitting at the house, get home from a long day at work and just need a quick hour to be able to start your real estate business, I'm going to tell you, you don't even need a quick hour. You need a quick 15 minutes. Because not only have we done this for you, what we are also doing for you is we turn around and quickly show you how to go create the marketing pieces that go right to these buyers and these sellers, right? So in here, you'll again hit that button for mail your pieces. You can go load your logo, put your signature in there, put all your merging information in there, all your contact information. And what the system is doing, you can see it's 1 of 60 right here. What it's doing is it's creating all these letters right now for you in real time. Just go right down here and it's motivated seller 1. So here's a letter to these motivated sellers. Hey, David, I know you own this property. You own Owensbrook Drive, right? Here it is. And if I loaded my letterhead, the letter would be right up in here. It says, I want to buy your property. I mean, it's right there. I've done all the work for you. Not only am I giving you a list, but I'm actually giving you the marketing piece. So you don't have to even think about it. Only the best marketing piece is by one of the biggest wholesalers. You can print your own letters, print your own envelopes, but even if that's too much, hey, just do this. And a third party, guy by the name of Jeff Charlton, Graphic Connections out of St. Louis, Missouri, he'll just print and mail the letters for you as well. So their excuse time is over when it comes to this, right? This is super, super easy. So last step here, or second last, because the last step is pick up the check. Last step is just go flip the deal, right? You get it under contract, which we walk you through, but the bottom line is you get it under contract using an option contract. And then once you execute on the option, again, all stuff we would walk you through, but when you execute on the option, what you're doing is you're saying, hey, I have this asset, which is, I'm back to where I was telling you earlier, I have the coupon. I have the coupon where I'm able to buy this thing at a discount. Who wants to buy the coupon from me? And a buyer steps in and says, hey, you have a coupon to buy a house for $150,000 and it only needs $25,000 in rehab. I'm in the market. I'll give you $25,000 for that coupon, right? So what they're agreeing to do is they're going to show up and basically take your interest in the contract. They're buying it from you. So they're going to take your contract for $150,000 and they're going to tack on the $25,000 fee to you, and they're going to show up at the title company or at the closing attorney with a check for $175,000. 150 grand is going to go to fulfilling your original contract on the people you were buying it from, and the other $25,000 is going to sit there waiting for you. And that's the last step. You go, pick it up, get paid, and you live happily ever after. That is reverse wholesaling. I hope that helps you. We'll talk soon, guys. Peace.